Hey friends, Cherie here. Welcome back to the channel, Gardening at Home with Cherie. Well, it is Thursday, August 28th, and I'm going to do one final little vlog video for the month of August. It's going to be the end of August, and so we're just going to go through and I'm going to share with you some of the garden cleanup and preparation I'm going to do for these last weeks of my outdoor garden season here in Minnesota Zone 4. So I have a lot of old leaves to cut back, especially on the squash plants. I have a lot of trellising to do. I have to do just some checks on all the different kind of food that's growing, making sure that, things are still growing, checking especially the squash vines, to make sure that they, didn't get hit with more squash vine borer damage that I missed. And so, just a general garden tidy up. And I also still have some things that I need to plant that will hopefully grow into the colder weather, into fall. And again, lots of harvesting. So I'm just going to bring you guys along as I go through, do some garden maintenance, just to try to get as much out of my garden during these probably last 5 weeks, 6 weeks that I can safely be growing, a good amount of food outdoors. Now, if we have an incredibly warm fall, I'm blessed with that. We're going to take it. But I'm planning on, basically into September being the time when most of my warm weather crops will need to have been harvested. And of course, there'll be things that can go into October before our frost hits. So I'm going to get to work. This is an initial scan. I think what I'll do is I'll just kind of be going through scanning areas before, and then I'll be showing you afters as I work my way through this entire garden. All right, so I'm going to start my cleanup and harvesting process on this end of the garden. I'm on the exterior of the garden, the border that I built. Outside the garden, I'm going to do this space, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, friends, so it is Sunday, August the 31st, and I'm going to wrap up this vlog showing you some of this side of the garden, what I need to harvest and clean up. And then I'm going to finish my work and try to insert a view of the, and I'm going to try to, and then I'm going to do a wrap up, maybe scan to show you what everything looks like after my cleaning. But I found some eggplant that needs to get harvested. This side doesn't have as much, or this area I should say, doesn't have as much cleanup needed, mainly because these are like the last beds that I planted, and I didn't interplant a lot of things. Like basically this is just eggplant. So I did see from another angle some little ones in here that I'll grab. But then the big ones are over here. I'm in here doing a real deep cutback of the remaining mint. I'm actually going to cut it all down to the ground so that the only thing that's left here, really visible are the tomato plants. And then, if the chocolate mint grows back up for a final time, where I can harvest more, great. But really, I just want to focus this bed on the tomatoes and a couple squash plants. Even some of the squash plants I'm just going to pull out, like this one back here. Looks like it got hit with the squash vine borer, and I missed that. And so, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. I've gotten so much squash, and this gives me the chance to plant something else. Let's see in here. I have a lot of tomatoes forming and formed, and I want to focus on getting this bed cleaned up so that all the attention can go to ripening of tomatoes and getting fruit set on the remaining flowers, and hopefully getting more tomatoes before the season ends. After I focus on those two beds, I'm gonna get in here, clean up this bed here. This has strawberries, which might produce a second flush soon. We'll see. I see some flowers forming. But mostly I'm going to be cleaning up the okra plants that survived and grew, like this pink Okinawan eggplant. I'm going to harvest her, get this one that didn't properly pollinate off, and then get off all these leaves that had gotten attacked earlier, because now I've had enough new leaves grow out that look like they're great shape, so that'll keep that photosynthesis going. And then same thing here. This one didn't get attacked quite as much. You can see the leaf pattern is quite different between the different okras. I harvested some over here. I should have published those harvest videos already where you saw me harvesting the okra. But yeah, and then a lot of the squash again is overgrown. I got to focus on getting the tomatoes trellised. Now with the weight of the fruit, they're kind of like drooped over, and I got to make sure I get those properly harnessed up so that my fruit doesn't snap off before they ripen. And then I'm going to come over here and harvest lots of eggplant. This was the first eggplant bed that I planted, and I've gotten one of these off of here so far, but there are a couple more of those now that I can get. And then there's lots of this green one, which is another favorite variety of mine. These are awesome. I think I counted 4 of those. So, and then I'll see, I might go ahead and put some of these nasturtium leaves in the dehydrator, since the freeze dryer will have the mint, and then when the mint is done, I can come and get more and put that in the freeze dryer. I want to have a combination of dehydrated and freeze dried nasturtium. So that's going to be my work. Let me get to it, and I'll show you what all I gathered from this area. Hey friends, Cherie here. I just finished up a cleanup harvest Sunday, August 31st. And I got a nice mix of eggplant, some of my favorites, some more squash, of course. Found 3 juicy looking purple Cherokee tomatoes, plus some other ones in there, little cherries, little tiger tomatoes, even an okra. So I'm gonna get this inside and weigh it and look for the full format video coming very soon, so I can show you the other things that I got throughout this last week in August, as well as my garden maintenance and cleanup, so that I can maximize and push out as much as I can in this last about month to 6 weeks of gardening that I have here in Minnesota Zone 4.
Just close your eyes and let them rest. I know it's hard to fall asleep, but do your best. 'Cause there's a place that I go to when I want to hide from all the shades of blue. 'Cause at times I think of leaving, my mind takes me back to fall, when the snow begins to sing goodnight to warm